Okay, all right, we're live, we're recording. Um, okay, so today we're just gonna cover again, this is gonna be a pretty basic class that I want to cover the differences on why you would use something like leveraged ETFs versus using options versus futures. And the best way to kind of put this, and I apologize, I really didn't get to dig into this project as much as I did. Um, I've got a lot going on, a lot of really cool things going on. I mean, I'm involved in the aviation world
Yeah.
as well. So I'm actually pitching a business idea to a CEO of
Oh, nice.
an unnamed company. I'll just say an unnamed company.
Perfect.
Um, and Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So it's
That's
using
great.
all my experience that I've gained in the 20 years experience in aviation that I've had. And then I told you I'm instructing and teaching students now, so it kind of ties all of that together. And it's a really exciting opportunity. So we'll see what happens. But I spend a lot of time on that PowerPoint over the past couple weeks just getting it right, and I just didn't have a ton of time and energy to put into this. That being said,
Hmm.
I'll still get my points across, even though I don't have the
Sure.
slides to do it.
Oh, you're
So,
good. Good luck for your other venture. Good luck with the CEO and
thank
to
you,
really
thank
back
you.
the
Yeah,
project.
yeah, it's really exciting, really cool. I mean, if you haven't noticed this about me, is I think outside the box a little bit. I'm always looking for new ways to kind of
Yeah.
do things better. And that kind of comes forth with my indicator, right? I mean, we can
Yeah.
kind of jump into that. You've been using it a little bit. You had some success with it?
Ah, the not the swing trader one. So something is happening even on my end. So I wanted to try it from the second week of February. Like I did tell you that I was going for a business trip and all. After
Oh,
coming
yeah,
back,
that's right. You told me. That's right. I
yes,
forgot. Yeah.
after coming back, I so wanted to test it, but unfortunately, no.
There
Suddenly,
was no
like three.
opportunity.
No, 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 no. It's just that I couldn't have, there's no time for me to look in the regular trading hours because I am booked back to back solid for 3 weeks with all the meetings
Mm,
because it's all
yeah.
unexpected and all. So you need to, put your brain in if you're trying or testing that one. So I haven't been
Yeah.
to the trading page at all from almost 3 weeks now. So only this morning when I was talking to you about that, that's the
Oh,
first
really?
time in the whole of February that I did any trading this week.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, then I mean this will be a little bit new to you. So then I'll dive right into you can see my
Yeah,
screen share, yeah?
yes, definitely.
Okay. So I'll show you about 3 weeks ago actually, a little longer, was when the gold and the silver both really, had those big,
Yeah.
terrible days, big drawdowns on those. And let me see, I have this blank right here. So just to kind of keep things clean, I'm just gonna put on just the indicator for now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we got the buy signal here at the beginning of the month here, February 2nd. This one is on gold. So we got the buy signal on what the second, and then we were in this trade. And it's funny how trades work, especially swing trades, because you're kind of like expecting it to like happen right away. You know what I mean? At least I know I am. Maybe that's because I'm also a day trader, but I feel like that's an inherent human characteristics is not being super patient and kind of wanting to see immediate results, so
Yeah.
if you got in this trade here, you're kind of kind of dancing around, just slightly profitable. I mean, it went up initially and then you say, oh wait, should I have sold there? It went back down, it's going back down again. Did I miss it? What's going on? And you just got to trust the indicator, right? I set
Yeah.
this up very specifically. And then eventually, here on Tuesday, we finally got the sell signal, or what was this? Wednesday, we finally got the sell signal on gold.
I
Um,
have a question
and you had
here.
some
So,
really, really, really nice gains on that. And then silver. Pretty similar, if not the same. Silver's more volatile. So silver, you can see it was a lot. You were probably a lot more nervous with silver. You got the buy signal, then we were in the red, then we
mhm,
were even more. Went back up a bit in the profits, and then so it's kind of like gold, but it's more. It's got like an exclamation mark on it, but then when it goes up too, it also has, you're going to get those bigger moves with silver. So, and actually, I've been trading kind of to just segue a little bit. I don't mean to bounce around, but it all kind of goes into each other. So, this is just kind of a fun account I was doing with another instructor that I'm teaching
mhm,
over at Teterboro. And so we started a 50K trading combine.
mhm,
And so we're essentially just trading like gold and silver and a little bit of the S&P.
mhm.
But as you can see, we're doing great. So we're halfway to our goal, total profit of 1,400, so almost $1,500 in about 3 weeks. So we haven't had any red days. Just, trading nice, easy trades. A lot of plays we were maybe in for. Well, it'll tell you here. Uh, and this is why I like stuff like Top Step and these prop firms because it really breaks down your trades. Okay, here we go. So. You can see here, our losing trades here are the
Mhm.
ones we hold, and the ones we're winning on are the ones we're just in and out. We take our profits and that's it. Let's see what else. What else? Yeah, so our average win is 5 minutes. Our average loss is 15 minutes.
Mhm.
So looking at something like this, if this trend continues over the next month, 2 months, then it's like, okay, well, maybe we put a time limit on trades, and if it doesn't work out after 5 minutes, then we're out, or 10 minutes, or whatever the case may be. Um, so 141 trades. That might seem like a lot, but again, a lot of these were just in and out scalps, testing out the day trade indicator. Um, Average trade 7 minutes. Um, what else? What else? There's another one I wanted to show you. Where's our profit factor? Okay. Profit factor 3.07. This is great. Obviously, like anything over a one is good. Anything over a two is really, really good. And then when you get over three, you're killing it. So right now we're killing it. Um,
So,
Best day, percent of profit. So our best day was only 25% of our profit. So, I mean, that was a good day, but what does that tell you? That we're not just making our money just on one trade or two trades. We're consistently winning. And then I'll flip to my Express account here too. And I'm going to teach you guys something here that I learned the hard way. So I'll flip to my Express here. Okay. So this trade right here on the 12th, and I'll even jump to the chart and show you. So other than that trade, now this account I'm way more conservative with. As you can see, I'm not looking for huge wins. Really, in this trade, especially in the Express account, I'm looking for like $150 a day in this account. The other account, again, it's a combine. We're being a little more risky in the other account. But you see that if you look, this day right here pops out at you as, essentially the worst day. Well, what happened was is that on this day, on the 12th, and where were we here? So I'll jump to it. So that was on the 12th, and there's the indicator doing its thing. Let me see if I can just let's try with like the 3 minute. We should be able to get away with that. Um, what did I say? The 12th, yeah. Okay, let's jump to the 12th. 17th, 9th, and 12th. Okay. So this was after a really big red day, and I actually missed all this, and so I was actually trying to take um the trade. I think I missed all this actually, and I saw it. I was coming down even more, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go long here. So I did. I went long here, and I bought a few contracts. Um, let's see, where was it? I know they at 411 is when they closed my trades. So where are we? 411. Okay. All right. So somewhere around like here is when they closed my trades. So I was kind of bumping around here. I think I ended up getting in maybe over here or longing some. Maybe I got in at the top here or something like that, but I was looking at obviously a pretty significant loss. But I knew all my indicators were telling me that we were going to come back, and I just needed to get to about like right here to break even.
Mhm.
Maybe like right here, okay? So I was going to essentially cut off most of the trades, maybe leave a couple to run to take some profits. Well, at 411, they closed my trade out over here at that monster loss. And I never got to, so the market is closed with futures until what, 6 o'clock. So I wasn't able to get back in that trade until after 6 o'clock. So I had to eat that loss, and it killed me. I ended up going long again. What was that? At 6 o'clock. 'Cause I mean, maybe I trade a little emotionally, which I mean, you never want to do. But I ended up going long again. So for you guys who don't know futures, the day starts at 6 p.m. So I went right back into my trade, even though I missed a bunch of that. And I was like, look, I'm confident in this trade. We're going back up, and I made most of the money back up. So this loss here and this gain here were essentially all in the same day. Um, and that's something that even if you're trading future or regardless of whether you're trading futures or stocks or options, so I implemented a new rule. So I'm done trading by 3:30 p.m. I'm gonna be out of all my trades, because I don't want that to happen again. So that's something that you guys can keep in mind. What else? Oh, I can show you this. I don't want to show you that, but I can show you some stats on the account. There you go. I was doing great. There's that one day, you know. So instead of being up, what, 1,000 something dollars in my account, if not more, I am now only up a few hundred on my Express account. So, but let's see, what else can I show you? Uh, Again, average wins are quick wins. Average losses are close to that 15-minute. range. Da-da-da-da-da. Here's my worst trade, I guess. That's probably looped into. So these metrics can be a little bit skewed because they just look at like I trade the micros. So some people will trade the ES, which is 10 times the micros, but I just trade little micros because it helps me scale in and out of positions. And I'll actually show you what I'm talking about here. We can go. We'll go to the combine. I don't really want to mess around with this. Um, express accounts. And if I take a small loss, kind of showing you what I mean, here on futures or on my combine, it won't hurt as bad. So back in the combine, we'll go to trading. So um, again, whether you're trading with real money or trading with uh, a futures broker, a funded account, essentially, everything else is going to be the same. The indicators, everything else I teach, is going to be the same. Now, so when would you trade futures? So I used to trade a ton of options. Why don't I trade options anymore? Because, there's a lot that goes into options. So with options, you have the Greeks. If you've done any type of research on options, you've got the Greeks. Well, essentially what that means, and I'm going to try and keep things very basic here for you guys. There are variables that go into options that do not mean, or do not, it's not just whether the stock goes up or stock goes down, right? So if you own stocks or shares or for the most part leveraged ETFs, if that asset goes up, if the stock price goes up, you make money. If it goes down, you lose money. It's
Mhm.
very simple. It's very straightforward. With options, that is not the case. All right. So you have Greeks, you have time decay that works against you. So if an option did not go, or if a stock play, let's say you bought a SPY call. All right. If SPY just didn't go up or down, and you just held that option and it didn't move at all, the price didn't move at all. If you own SPY stock, you would be at what? Break even. You'd be at 0% gains, 0% losses. If you bought a SPY call or a SPY put, a SPY option, the price did not move at all. But because of things like time decay, mostly your premium or what you paid for that option will go down. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, with futures, it does not. So you still get that leverage that you're looking for in options, but there's no Greeks that go into it. So essentially, if the price of the futures contract goes up, so again, if let's say we're trading the MES, so we're trading the S&P 500, you guys are gonna hear that a lot from me. That's essentially all I trade other than playing around with the gold and silver a little bit. So here are your options, and I didn't get to put these into the um, slideshow here, but so with SPY, that's your ETF. That's SPY, okay? That's the S&P 500, all right?
Mhm.
For stocks. For a leveraged ETF, you have SPXL and XPXS, and those are the triple leveraged three times. So they'll move three times the amount that SPY does in a day. So if SPY is up 2% on the day, if you bought SPXL instead of SPY, you would be up how much? Two times three is six. So you'd be up about 6% for the day. So not as much as you would be if you were trading options or futures, but again, this works both ways. So, some people, especially if you're trading a ton of money, you don't want the volatility of options. You don't want the volatility of futures. So you'd be more comfortable likely with something like a leveraged ETF. Um, and then obviously, again, options are there. I would suggest practicing with them a lot before before you dive deep into it. One thing that what did we talk about today? Um,
About the options, like I know the
hmm,
SLV is there and the SPY. I was also
yes,
asking if there are any other stocks where I can use the options trading.
yes, yes. So that was the other thing. Um, so there, you can trade anything. And this is kind of the joy of trading. What I would suggest is when you're learning how to trade, I really think you should just stick to one asset.
Okay.
Now, once you've gotten good at that, then maybe you can start to look at trading some other assets.
Hmm.
And I'll kind of pull up the chart here and I'll show you what I mean. Um, okay, so again, we'll just jump right to the S&P 500. So the MES or SPY. So if we jump to SPY. All right. So if let's say you wanted to swing trade, all right, all you need to do is just swing trade SPY, and you're going to get those opportunities just by swing trading SPY. Okay. So buy signal here. We don't have a sell signal yet. But we'll go look at the last few, right? So buy signal here, sell it here. Buy it here, sell it here. Buy it here, sell it here, right?
When you
Buy it
say
here.
swing trade SPY, you are talking about the stock price or the options price? That's something I get confused whenever we are discussing.
So again, it really depends on what leverage. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick. Where is I don't know, it's under this one. Let me see. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Let me see. Okay. I think we're in business here. Mm, I think that's the one.
So this morning, when you told me about the market buy and market sell, I used it on the SLV options for today's trade actually. No,
Okay.
I didn't buy the stock, but I used your signal of your empty orb or the day trading indicator. I used that. Of course, I didn't stay for long because I was trying it, but I bought an option at
Yeah.
0.78 and I just sold it off as soon as it crossed a dollar. But by afternoon, it was $1.70. So I might have lost some $60 there, but that was not my goal. I was just trying to see
Right.
I can use the day
Yeah.
trading indicator on a day trading option actually.
Yeah, so the day trading indicator, which I have to actually this week I'm gonna add um I'm gonna add some liquidity. I've used it on the orb before. Um
I think orb
but
is the one
essentially
which we all can see already. Orb is the one. I don't have the ultimate day trading indicator. I only have the orb.
oh, so you just used it on silver. You used the orb then.
Yes, I keep switching between the swing
Oh,
flow and the
interesting.
orb. Yeah, that's what I did this
So
morning.
So the biggest difference is between and one of the reasons I started this day trading indicator is for assets like silver, and gold and commodities and crypto, um, and it's for really short in and out, trades on these. Um, Now. I'll show you. It looks like it worked out on the orb today, and
Mhm.
it does to an extent because this is when your New York session starts, and this is when most of the trading throughout the
Mhm.
day goes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
So here, let me turn this off for a second. This one. All right. Not many people have access to this one yet, and
Mhm.
I'll give you access, but it's just not it's not done yet. And when
Got
I
it.
say done is it gives good, really good signals here.
Mhm.
But I want something that is like the swing trade indicator where I can tell you exactly when to enter the position, which great entry on this position, right?
Mhm.
But where do you exit? You know, because
Yeah.
look right here. All right, great. We had a nice short here, but then the buy signal comes. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's the orb. That's the orb buy signal. Okay. So yeah, great. But still, my point stands. Great entry on the sell signal, right? Okay, but where do you take profits? And that right there is one of people's I've been working on that for years now to essentially tell people where to get take profits other than just teaching them like things to look for, like this is one of my favorite patterns right here. um, um, bottom type indicators right here. So if you took this short and I saw this, I'd be like, oh, time to reverse here. But that's harder to teach. It's easier just to say, oh, and not only is it easier, but more people are open to just being told what to do. So I have the day what's that? The day trade indicator there. If you look at the orb, this is the trade you took, right? So yeah, I mean it worked out great. But it's not designed because silver trades. This is the silver trust, but silver futures is trading all the time.
Mhm.
Um, I'll have to look into and see. I'll have to look back because again, I didn't design this for anything other than
For
stocks.
options. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
no problem.
I'll
Yeah.
or
For
stocks or
me,
so when I say stocks, what I really mean is stocks, leveraged ETFs, and
okay.
and options. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Because essentially, and I was trying to find it. I don't know where it is. But the difference between a stock, you're just buying the stock, right?
Mhm.
When you're buying
Mhm.
an option, you're buying leverage on that same stock.
Yes. Yeah.
So regardless of what the option does, essentially the stock's going to do the same thing to
Mhm.
an extent. Now, I was just talking about all those variables. Um, that's what complicates things. That's why when you have futures, there's again you have that leverage where there's a lot of moves. You can make or lose a lot of money very quickly off futures, and I'll show you what I mean here actually. So let's go to SPY, right? And I'll show you in real time what I mean. And typically I don't follow after hours signals as much unless it's on like the MES or ES because SPY is kind of it's after hours. So
Mhm. Mhm.
um anyways, that being said, so right now SPY is at what is it at? 684. Hold on. Right. Am I on extended hours?
Yeah. On the
Okay,
bottom
it's
right
moving.
bottom.
I just want to make sure I didn't see my clock there. I was like, all right, what's going on? So yeah, we are live here. So you can see it's a 684.45. So it's not moving much. And then come on. All right, I was gonna enter a live trade real quick to kind of show you. It looks like they're down for maintenance. Oh wait, no, it's Friday. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. So the market's closed until Sunday night now, so I can't take a live trade as much as I want to. But anyways, you'll see if you enter even a micro futures trade, whereas if you were in SPY and SPY went up from 684 to 684.80, that
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be a big move. You'd have made
Then
what, a few cents, you
then
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Uh-huh.
Depending on how many shares you have. Well,
Yeah.
with futures, you would have made a few dollars, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a huge, huge difference in leverage. You would have made or lost a few dollars over a few cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's important. I don't want to say, oh, you would have just made. I want to make sure you guys understand the risk. Which, by the way, if you're looking for a good book to read, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. I've recommended it before, and I just read it again for the third time. But it goes into the psychology of trades, and again, we kind of only think about the good thing, like, oh, we're gonna enter this trade, and okay, we're prepared for what happens when it goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happens when it doesn't work out, you know?
Yes.
And that's what the book kind of like helps you understand the psychology behind why we think that. And it's not a trading thing, it's a human thing, it's a psychology thing.
Yeah.
So great book. It's only a couple hundred pages or so, and they have it on audio. But really, really great book for anyone that's watching this recording right now. Hit pause and go find the book, or ask me about it in the Discord later. It's worth every penny. And for those of you who are like struggling, like what am I doing wrong? Like, I've tried every system, I've tried this, I've tried that. It's not about this system. It's not about your system. It's not about any of that. That has nothing to do with why you're losing. It's really about the mental aspect of it, and some things that really you need to work on. I don't mean you. I mean
No,
you
I
as
understand
in,
what you're saying. No, don't
yeah,
worry.
the individual.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I wanted to take a live trade today and show you, but we can do that I
Some
normally don't
other
do
day.
classes on Friday, so we can do that another day. So again, when I talk about stocks and options and futures, in my mind, I'm just talking about the S&P 500, or the SPY, or
Okay.
the ES, or the
Mm-hmm.
MES, or the SPXL. All of those things that I just named are
Mm-hmm.
the S&P 500, different ways of leveraging the S&P 500, all right? And
Okay.
maybe I'll do a separate video on that at some point. So,
Yeah.
um, what else? Okay, so I want to make sure I answer your questions too. So other tickers to trade. Again, I made my point. I think you should probably just stick to maybe one,
Okay.
maybe two or three. But really, you just want to learn how to trade, right? You're not looking for what to trade. You're looking for how to trade, and the best way to learn how to trade is with just picking and sticking to one asset, learning
Okay.
that. Once
Mm-hmm.
you know how to trade, you can go trade whatever asset you want. You can go trade
Yes.
any stock you want.
Okay.
Yes, all of them will have different, they'll move different. They'll have different personalities. But and you may gravitate towards one or the other based off those things. But I think the most important thing for the majority of people that are going to be watching this is to just learn how to trade. And the best way to do that is with one asset. Obviously, I'm going to say the S&P 500 because it has all these other instruments to it that you can mess around with, leverage, and you can trade off the SPY chart on all of those things I just listed. All
Okay.
those things I just listed. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to go, let me go to the um, triple leverage SPY, because guess what? it moves pretty much just like the SPY chart. It's going to look just like the SPY chart, just as the futures chart is going to look almost identical to because it's the same asset, you know. Um, oh no, I'm sorry. I was like, why does this look different?
Yeah, I'm like,
That's
I
the
was like, it's in thousands actually, in the points, not in
yeah,
USD.
there we go. Okay, so this is the S&P 500. So, and again, you can do these things with silver. Like if you want, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
start with silver. I wouldn't start with silver.
Yeah,
unless you like
silver is very
really want to like
volatile. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
another.
super volatile. Yeah. Now that being said, let's say maybe you like that volatility. It's like it's a dial. Volatility is a dial, right? So silver is super volatile. So trading silver futures is insane almost, you know, even just one small contract, you enter the trade and you're immediately down $45 and you're like, "Whoa." You know, I just entered this trade, and then you blink and you're up 200, you know?
Yeah.
And gold is less volatile. Um, so you can trade some gold futures and it doesn't move quite as much. So maybe that makes some people more comfortable. But then maybe you like the volatility of silver. So maybe you trade just silver or a triple leveraged ETF for silver. So again, you're taking that dial of volatility and risk and turning it down, or adjusting it, I should say, to fit to fit what you need. So,
When
um,
you say gold, is it the YGLD, which is the triple leverage ETF you're saying?
so
Or the GLD?
again,
There are two of them, or at least one.
so again, just as um, uh, this the Y gold, and then you have so that's the ETF, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
you can just jump to MGC, and now you're in micro gold futures, and look, it's pretty much an identical chart. Or you can, and I would not suggest this. You can jump to GC, which is the gold futures. Um, what's going on with my screen? Oh, it's
Okay.
I hate when that happens. There we go. Uh, you can jump to the gold futures here, or you can jump to golds shares, okay, and buy some gold options if you really want to get volatile. And you can see all these charts are almost identical, they're
Yeah.
so it's all about how much you want to risk, how much leverage you want in your trade. Something like it, and again, that all depends on how much capital you're deploying, some people, may want to play very risky with a small amount of money. In that case, you can trade futures, some gold futures or gold options. Other people want uh not they don't want the volatility because they're trading a large sum of cash. And for them, they can just trade the gold stock or silver stock or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, so it really depends on the leverage that you want and the risk. I guess risk is, I keep talking about leverage, but the two go hand in hand. Risk and leverage go hand in hand. Hopefully that
Yeah, that
provides
clear.
you with,
That's yeah, that clear. Would you be
does
able?
that make more sense?
Yes, yes, it does make sense. And
Yeah, I
I
know.
did
I,
trade
I, I know
the.
it's I know
Sorry.
it's a lot of information, but uh hopefully with the visuals and pull up the charts and yada yada. So it's a lot of different tickers, right? But it's all
Yes,
gold.
yes,
It's
yes.
all gold. It's all going to move based off, the price of gold. So
Yeah,
and the S&P and this is the same. The Nasdaq is the same. Silver, gold, um natural gas, oil. all of these different assets are assets that people trade. And all these different assets have all these different ways of trading them via leveraged ETFs, via the stock, via futures, via options, and it's all about basically how much risk you want to take
Got
versus
it.
reward.
Got it.
Make
Got it.
sense?
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
It's more. Would you be able to put one of your indicators, your swing? Sorry, that's the last question I have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up? Which one?
So the swing trade in your indicators, the swing
Yeah.
trade, yeah, swing pro. You see this
Okay.
buy and sell option, and if you make it a little bit bigger, which candle ending is it giving that buy and sell? Because on that day is when you are supposed to buy that stock, right? So it gives
Or the
buy
next day.
or the
Yeah,
next
or
day.
the
Okay.
yeah, or the next day. You'll kind of see what I mean by like or the next day, right? So you don't have to buy here, you can buy here. You don't have to buy on this candle. And I'll fix this. This was like early,
No, I
just
think
me
you are in
vibe.
1 minute chart. Don't we need to put it in the daily chart for the
Oh,
swing?
yes, yes, yes. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
Um
No, I'm learning.
But you know what's funny is the fact that I couldn't notice the differences like at first glance. That's what led me to say, okay, maybe this could be maybe I could tweak this to be a day trade indicator, and I did. Um, again, same thing here, right? So
Yeah.
again, you can buy today or you
Okay.
can buy on the next day.
Next
All
day. Got
right.
it.
And
Mhm.
regardless of, so you could have bought today
Mhm.
at, $368 or so,
Mhm.
or bought the next day, around 360. And the move, it ended up going up to 386. So the move was there. And again, you could sell on the next day as well. I mean, we had a
Mhm.
big gap down the next day, but in that particular situation, and every situation is different.
Mhm.
So, like on this one, you could have bought here, you could have bought on the next day. So that's why I say, but you can buy that day or the
Okay.
next day,
We have
and then
plus or
you could
minus one
sell,
day.
same thing. You
Okay.
can
Mhm.
sell today or the next day.
Got it.
Um, so does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. It's clear now. Thank you.
Yeah, I created it that way on purpose, so there was leeway for you guys, so you don't have to check at 4 p.m. every day. No, not 4 p.m. Just check the next day sometime,
Yeah. Yeah.
or so. You can see
Mhm.
it's pretty much or so. Um, so makes sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Thank you so much, Colin.
No problem. You have any more questions?
No, that's all I have. So, as I said, like I haven't been trading for the entire February. Hopefully, March will be better.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Hey, I went like 2 months without day trading for over the winter, and then I came back, and as you can see, I've been hitting it hard. Hey, you need to take a break, you take a break, and it's
Yeah.
this is the best part about trading is especially the type of trading that we do.
Hmm.
It's gonna be here tomorrow. The market's gonna
Yeah.
market and it's gonna be there tomorrow. And if you don't get a signal tomorrow, you'll get one next week.
Yes.
So there's always opportunity that's gonna be there whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
We don't need to think about, oh, FOMO, oh, I missed out. Which is one of the main emotions, fear of
Yeah.
missing out in trading.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
anyways, if that's all you got,
Yeah.
uh, we'll call it a class, and I appreciate you joining.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Colleen. I really appreciate the time. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right, bye.